Nation, let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. Make sure you guys wipe them feet. That means hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet, man. Took a day off yesterday, was over there covering the Big 12 Pro Day. Was actually there today. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But salute to everybody here in the building, man. Let me give my praises and salutations, man. Salute to Anthony Delgado. I appreciate you, my brother, on becoming a member. If you guys want to become Green Dot Gang like Ant, like Austin Collins, like Hammerman, all my people, Spivey, #1 in the building, make sure you hit that link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here, especially in the off season where things can get slow here and there. So Anthony, my brother, man, I appreciate you so much. That means a lot to me, man. Real talk. Welcome to Green Dot Gang, brother. How we feeling, man? A lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the Christian Wilkins restructure, what that means with the direction of what our Raiders are trying to do here. We're going to also talk about the pro day today, some things that I've seen, some good players that I want to talk about out there, with their 40 times and all the other good stuff. We're going to talk about Shador. There's a lot of people upset right now because of him not throwing the football today. We'll talk about that also. We're going to talk about Christian Ellis. We went out and signed a linebacker, which we will not know if he will become a Raider until Monday. We'll kind of get into that as well. But once again, man, a lot to talk about today, man. Salute to Martin B. 2-4 in the building. It's always good to see one of my mod fathers as well. Salute to Blazing. Yes, man, get your comments in, you guys, today. We're going to have some fun. You already know, and I may have a guest pull up here in a second as well to come shoot the shit with me, as always, man. Salute to Arkansas. That means a lot to me, brother. My day is complete now. The Graphk is live. Salute to you, King. That means a lot. Let's get to it, you guys. Yesterday, some news broke, which I'm actually kind of shocked because this was kind of under the radar. It wasn't all over the place. Even when you Google it, it's not like the news is not like usually when you restructure a player of Christian Wilkins' stature, it's a lot louder than what it was. But we did this really, really quietly, you guys. Yesterday, according to Jason at Over the Cap, the Raiders now have $59.6 million in cap space after restructuring Christian Wilkins. His roster bonus has been converted into a signing bonus. This move freed up $15.3 million in cap room in 2025. Wilkins' number in a few other years will go up to $5.1 million. This is according to Jason at Over the Cap on Twitter, freeing up $15.3 million, putting us nearly at $60 million. Now, I believe I read a report also, you guys, that this was before Malcolm Kuntz's deal and also before the offer sheet. So I think this puts us somewhere along the lines of $49-50 million right now available after the restructure with Christian Wilkins. So we still have a ton of money left. We can still make some moves, but it's going to be interesting to see where we go with this freed up money, with this space. Is it just to hold on to it, take it into the season and, see where we are at the trade deadline and where we are in terms of win-loss? Maybe we go in on a guy that's disgruntled at their organization and we could bring him in and have him be that piece to make a potential playoff run, right? Maybe this is to potentially bring Jacoby Myers back, right? He has 1 year left on his deal. Maybe we can extend him and keep him around. Also, maybe This is for Colton Miller, our starting left tackle. We know he had an up and down season last year, you guys. Finally got healthy from that shoulder surgery, started to show signs of the former Colton Miller as time progressed last year. Maybe this is to extend him. I believe there's not any guaranteed money left on the books with Colton Miller. So maybe this can be a situation where we free up, some money with him. And then Geno Smith, the extension's still not official yet. His number is on the books, though, you guys. So don't think for once that Geno is not on the books, but we will extend him and potentially even free up more money here soon. So stay tuned for that. But I don't think that there's really any player out there that this money is going to be freed up to go get. I don't think there's any player out there that honestly is going to cost you an arm and a leg this late in the game in free agency to bring in. I see a lot of people, a lot of smoke with Amari Cooper today. I don't know where this came from. I have not heard anything about Amari Cooper becoming a Raider again. Not saying it can't happen. He's 30 years old, coming off of a down season between Cleveland and Buffalo. But honestly, he's not truly a number one option at this point in his career. Still a great route runner. Still has some speed, but not the same type of speed that we're accustomed to with Amari Cooper. His early time with the Raiders. Everyone knows we drafted him young out of Alabama. He was our former number one with Crabtree being at 1B. But he wouldn't cost you an arm and a leg here. Stephon Diggs, who's visiting the New England Patriots. Don't know where that's going to go, but I don't think that even at this point in the game with Stephon Diggs, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, 12, 13 million potentially coming off of a torn ACL. Maybe this is a sign of a trade. George Pickens, I put out a video the other day, you guys, and people absolutely lost their minds. It's actually kind of crazy. I took a picture of what George Pickens posted in his story on IG of him and Tom Brady, silver and black picture. There you have it, right? And Yahoo picked it up. Sports Illustrated, everybody picked it up and went crazy with the narrative of George Pickens potentially moving on from Pittsburgh. They just signed DK Metcalf to a healthy deal, massive deal, making him one of the highest paid wide receivers in football. George Pickens is on an expiring contract, one last year on his deal. It doesn't make any sense because him and DK are kind of those big body X receivers. Doesn't really make sense to have both of those guys, out there in Pittsburgh. And also Pickens has been a little disgruntled out there. The quarterback situation has been bad, and he hasn't been able to have, live up to the full potential that we thought he would be coming out of Georgia. So maybe we can take a look. How much would that cost here? A mid-round pick. He needs a new deal. So I'm assuming if you try to make a move for George Pickens, it wouldn't cost you an arm and a leg to go get him, because once again, you're looking at an extension here. So interesting that we freed up $15.3 million. Once again, you guys, that doesn't mean that we're going to make a bold move like a George Pickens move. That doesn't mean that we're going to go out and sign a big name receiver who's available in free agency right now, the likes of Cooper, Stephon Diggs, so on and so forth. Just means that now we have more flexibility here where we could potentially extend a few of our guys or hold on to some of this money going into the season, where we'll have more options and we're still kind of, we'll have a balanced salary cap there with a ton of money that we can be freed up to do whatever we want to do. So salute to everybody here in the building. As always, let me get these supers in real quick. Once again, salute to everybody here in the building. I appreciate all you guys. Salute to True Raider, man, paying a light bill. I appreciate you, my brother. Salute to you on a $5 special. That means a lot. Salute to Mike. What's Geno's cap for the season? Raiders, baby. I think right now it's $31 million. I'm going to look this up real quick. I think it's $31 million. I'm going to go to Spot Track. Look this up while I do this, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you guys waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 30K, you guys. Cannot do it without any of you guys. But I think it's somewhere along those lines of 30, 31K, somewhere in that range. But once again, we'll extend him, and that number can potentially come down. So I don't know what they're planning on doing in terms of the extension and where that'll put us at, but I think his contract right now, let me see once again. I want to see Spot Track is tripping right now. Geno Smith contract. I'm going to go to over the cap. Boom. Contract value, $75 million. $31 million this year is the cap number for Geno Smith. Salute to my guy, Ant. Always appreciate you, my brother. Gifting 10 OLV Raiders Network memberships, my brother. Salute to you. So thank you so much, man. Green Dot Gang is growing because of you guys. Salute to Ant. Welcome to the 10 new members. Also, if you guys missed out on those, hit the link. It's pinned up top, like our guy 50, or 50 Bobby. Salute to my guy 50 Bobby on becoming a member as well. Appreciate you, my brother, so much. Hit the link, you guys, up top. DeMarcus, I'm smooth on Coop with the dropsies. Yeah, man. I get bringing in Coop, but once again, that's not you're not really getting your number one guy. Cooper's not a number one option at this point in his career. He's just not. You know what I mean? And that's no knock to him. Father Time catches up to everybody. And once again, he does kind of have the cases of the dropsies here and there. He's not the same guy that he once was. And but I'm not against bringing in Amari Cooper. But once again, you kind of already have a number 2 in Jacoby Myers. So if you're going to go get a guy, go get a number 1. And maybe they find that in the draft. Maybe they do believe in McMillan. Maybe they believe in Matthew Golden. Maybe they believe in Trey Harris, whoever it is. But I don't think that if you're paying Amari Cooper to come in to be that guy, I don't think you're paying him to be that guy, which is the wide receiver 1, especially this late in the game. Salute to 2-4, trying to help with that satellite Wi-Fi bill. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, 2-4. One of the Mod Fathers himself. Salute to the Marcus as well. My God, you guys are going crazy in the chat today. I appreciate you guys so much. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. We got about 20 new members in the building now already because of you guys. Love, and appreciate every single one of y'all. Webb, my brother. Salute to Deb as well. Thank you so much, sis. Nation, Graphk, happy Friday Eve, Raider homies. Salute to you as always, Deb. I appreciate you. But yeah, man. Steel cage. You can only really have 2 wide receivers right now. Cooper will be a good veteran presence, and you can still draft one early. I'm not against it. Not against it. I just think that potentially, if you're going to go out there and get a receiver that is essentially a wide receiver 2 at this point, Steel cage, I'd rather go pay half the money or even more, less than that, for Elijah Moore, a 24-year-old who still has a ton of potential, has not reached any of that full potential at the NFL level because of the quarterback situations with the Jets and with the Browns. If I am going to go get a wide receiver that's not named Stephon Diggs, a superstar guy coming off of a devastating injury, I'd rather bring in Elijah Moore than Amari Cooper. Now, nostalgia purposes, right? As a Raider fan, I'm like, man, it'd be great to see Amari Cooper back as a Raider. But for what? At this point, there was a reason we moved on. You know what I mean? So, and he went to Dallas. We got a first-round draft pick for him, when Gruden came in and decided to trade him. There's no real reason to bring in an Amari Cooper at this point. I personally don't see the fit there. I just see a lot of smoke on Twitter today, a lot of smoke on Instagram, people saying that there's connections there. And I don't know where that connection is. Is it because you're a former Raider? I don't truly get it. Let me see. Salute also to my guy, Brandon, the Jersey King in the building. I appreciate you on the 5 OLV Network memberships. Salute to my dog and my brother. I appreciate you so much. My God, man, you guys are the best. We almost have 1,000 people rocking with us in the building. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Yeah, John, at this point, I mean, look, if you're going to go get one of those guys, bring in a Lockett who's familiar with the quarterback, familiar with the head coach, or bring in the likes of Elijah Moore and go draft one. You know what I mean? Or even over Coop, I would rather bring in a Keenan Allen. Honestly, I would take a Keenan Allen over an Amari Cooper at this point. I know he's going to be 33 years old, but he was still fairly productive last year for the Chicago Bears, almost 750 receiving yards. I think 5 touchdowns or somewhere along those lines. Was it 5 or 7, somewhere around in that range? I would not be against that at all either. Did Moore sign with the Vikings? Did he go there? Let me see. I'm going to look that up because if he's gone, that'd be a great. No, they signed Rondale Moore. You're tripping. Rondale Moore. They signed Rondale Moore yesterday, former Purdue Boilermaker, a guy that I liked a lot in that class that just hasn't really been able to get it going at the NFL level. There's some injuries and stuff like that, but they signed Rondale Moore. That's what they brought in. They didn't sign Elijah Moore. Let me see. New Zealand, I like Keenan Allen. I know the back and forth banter with him and, as a Charger and him kind of going back and forth with the fans. But from what I was told, he was a Raider fan growing up. He has the Bay Area ties, played at Cal. I have no issue bringing in the likes of a Keenan Allen who gets to face his former team twice a season. It'd be fun. Jake, I mean, honestly, these last 2 seasons, he's been fairly healthy. The year prior, he had like 1,200 receiving yards, I think, with the Chargers before he went to Chicago as a free agent. No, actually, did Chicago trade for him? I think Chicago traded for him, right? And he had a productive year for them. So, yes, usually I would say Keenan is always hurt, but these past 2 seasons, he's been fairly healthy. Mark, you're right. Rondale definitely was. Yeah, Chicago traded for him, paper trade. There you go. So, but I would not be against bringing in the likes of a Keenan Allen at this point. Also, you guys, for those, living under a rock, I put it on Twitter, I put it on community tab, Instagram, and all that other good stuff. But we did go out and sign a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Tom Pelissero was first on it. The Raiders have signed Patriots restricted free agent linebacker Christian Ellis to an offer sheet per The Wire. New England has until Monday to match. I think this is a good sign for the Raiders that we may have a guy that can come in and potentially be a starter for us. I know that he's a former UDFA. He's been on some practice squads. He finally got an opportunity to start some ball games last year for New England and look really good. The guy can get it done in coverage. This is kind of a under the radar kind of move that I'm not against. I actually like this. And I believe that New England went out and signed another linebacker. So I do not believe that they're going to match this. So I think that we may have a potential starter here with Christian Ellis, you guys. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They're probably like, oh my God, the guy hasn't really had, a ton of reps as a starter. Just keeping it a buck here, you guys. If you bring in Christian Ellis, he's probably going to be a starter at this point. Now, if we get into the draft and we find another one, or if Tommy Eichenberg or one of these guys perform well in camp, maybe they take that spot. But I'm assuming that if we bring in Christian Ellis, he signed the offer sheet. If we bring him in Monday, when that becomes official, if New England does not match, I think that we have a starter here in Christian Ellis. So kind of interesting kind of move here. JM, there's no specifics yet with that contract. I have no idea. I didn't see any numbers. I've looked it up. Couldn't find anything. Yeah, in Rosetown, this is facts. If you look at his tape, the guy's a baller. He's a baller. I understand that he's a so-called no name and people didn't really truly know who he was until, we put the offer sheet out there for him. Kid's a stud. And I think that he could be a guy that can definitely help us in coverage, in Graham's scheme. So it's going to be fun to watch him moving forward if New England does not match that. Let me see. Salute to you, Brandon, again, man, and salute to my guy, Gas Gaming, man, gifting 10 of them things, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you, brother, so much. That means a lot, man. Salute to all the new 10 Green Dot Gang members here in the building because of gaming, my brother. Appreciate you so much. Real talk, man. Salute to 2-4 as well. Graphk, do not use the mock draft website anymore. Use Hammer's go-to website. That way you always have an A+ on your mocks. That content is always fire, man. Salute to my guy, man, 2-4. Yeah, some of these mock draft websites are getting out of hand, you guys. Some of them are getting out of hand. It's actually kind of nasty. It's actually kind of disgusting. I seen one that Wasted had yesterday where Shador was available in the second round. Jonah, the offensive lineman out of Arizona was available in the third round, which that is not going to happen. I got a chance to watch him at his pro day. There was a clear difference 2-4 between watching Jonah and all these other guys in the Big 12 out there, the offensive linemen going out there and going through their workouts. Jonah is a stud. He is a stud. If we decided to trade back and we picked up an additional second round pick, he might be a top 20 pick, to be honest. Honestly, I could see him going in the top 20. But if he somehow, some way falls into the second, I would take a flyer on the young Oos out of Arizona, man. That boy Jonah is a stud. Caps, facts. He's only 25 years old. Elvis, I thought he was 25, 26, somewhere in that range. Definitely, man. Definitely. Alex, no, I am not. So Brock Bowers, man. I could have lied to you, though, right? And said, it's Coop because it fits the narrative of the conversation that we're having, right? But no. All my Coop jerseys are in the closet right now. But they're ready to bust out, though. I'm just saying that if Coop becomes a Raider, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let me see. He said any mock that has Carter going past. Yeah. I think any mock that has Carter going past New England is kind of crazy. Honestly, I mean, it's either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter to me that are the two best players in this draft. So, it'll be interesting to see where he goes, but I don't see him leaving that top three. I do believe, though, AC, I'm starting to believe a lot more that Shedeur is going to Cleveland. So this may be a back-to-back quarterback situation with Tennessee. I think they're going Cam Ward 10 times out of 10. They need another quarterback. There's rumors out there then trying to move Will Levis at this point. All signs are pointing towards Cam Ward going to Tennessee there, which I can see. And then I think Shedeur goes there to Cleveland. I know that they're trying to sounds like they're in talks with Atlanta to potentially try to bring in Kirk Cousins, which I don't know if that's the move to make right now. Coming off that Achilles injury, he looked terrible last year, lost his job to Michael Penix Jr., the Rook out of Washington. There's also rumors of them being in on Carson Wentz potentially, the veteran, former Philadelphia Eagle, Indianapolis Colt chief. Sounds like there's mutual interest to bring him in. They just traded for Kenny Pickett, but I do believe that Cleveland is the team to look at for Shedeur Sanders. And they just signed Tevin Jenkins today, too. I don't know if you guys seen that. They signed the young guard, former Chicago Bear. They brought him in, so they're trying to beef up that O-line a little bit. So I can see Cleveland going out at this point, even with Deshaun Watson, with Kenny Pickett. I think they're going to stockpile quarterbacks. You've seen the situation out there in recent memory. It's been bad. So I'm assuming that they'd go out there and spend that number 2 pick on Shedeur. And Shedeur did not throw today, you guys. I know a lot of people were upset. And myself, I was okay. Let me say this. I wasn't upset that Shedeur didn't throw today. I was kind of confused. So I didn't know that there was another pro day, the 4th. Every website had Shedeur's pro day today with the Big 12 pro day. Apparently, there's a Colorado separate pro day on April 4th, I believe, in Boulder. So that's where he will throw the football. I was under the assumption that he would be throwing today. So when I found out he wasn't, I left because I kind of seen enough. I've been there for I think 12, 13 hours these past 2 days. So I didn't get a chance to really, well, let me say this. I seen everything, but I wanted to see Shedeur throw the football. But when I seen Wester not run his 40, when I seen Jimmy Horn Jr. not run his 40, and then they said that those guys were going to perform at their pro day, I was sitting there like, their pro day? Isn't this their pro day? And then they announced over the big, over the announce system in the Star in Frisco, Texas, Shedeur will not be working out. The whole crowd, it was just a gasp. Like, what? Because everybody was there to watch Shedeur throw the football. He was there. Dion was there. They were talking to NFL Network the entire time. But I did not know that he was, and maybe I just missed that, so maybe I just set myself up for failure a little bit. But I was under the assumption that he was going to throw the football today at the start, the Big 12. And, also I was reading, you guys, I mean, there's so many different, like right here, NFL Network will have live coverage today of the event from 1 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. The Big 12 will not have school-specific pro days, meaning Sanders and his Colorado teammates will work out alongside the other conference schools during that window. So everything said that he was going to be there today throwing the football, which he did not. So it sounds like they're going to be more in a controlled environment in Colorado, which is him and his guys. Will Shepard ran his 40 today. I got a chance to chop it up with him for a split second. Got a chance to see some of the other guys, seen Taj Brooks, and got a chance to chop it up with some guys over there. But I was kind of like, damn, and I wanted to see Shedeur throw the football. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Salute to Cap. I can't be the only one that feels like PFF has absolutely zero idea about this year's class. Their projections are all over the place. Facts, man. A lot of those mock drafts are all over the place. You know what I mean? I can't even say it's just PFF. They may be one of the ones that stand out more than any other ones, but all of them are kind of crazy. Salute to my brother. Great, high stakes, talent in the building. All right. So now, even though we're 25 minutes in the show, I can say, welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the wasted and sick wasted graphic show. I'm sorry, bro. I had to go take a breathing treatment, bro. I had to get my breath, man.
No, we're not gonna be here all day, brother. So I appreciate you.
Breathing treatment. I would go hit the button to jump on, bro, and I start having a coughing fit.
Apparently, Colorado's pro day is April 4th.
Yeah, but hey, Graphk, look, man.
I'm here for it because I want to hear this. I want to hear
Bro, listen. I've been a huge supporter of Shedeur Sanders. I've been
you know me. I don't know anybody who supports him more than me.
You and I, and not just because of him as a football player, it's because of what Deion Sanders represents as a father, right? And just period, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say this, man. All of that showing up to these public forums, stringing everybody along like you're the prize and you're the number one pick, I think it's bullshit. Yeah. And I think that, like, if you're not going to throw, the stay the F home.
Well, you know what? I think this is a sign of, I said it on the phone. You were like, I don't want to hear that. But I have to say this. Will Shepherd ran his 40, right? He was involved. I think that they wanted some eyes on those guys. And also, I think this was a Big 12 move. This is a Big 12 move. You guys come out here, you talk to NFL Network the entire time, you put some light on, because Shedeur had the red QB jersey on, but he definitely wasn't out there throwing a football. He definitely was not out there doing any of the workouts. And when they announced it, everybody in the building was kind of like, what the hell is, like, what? But I think this is a Big 12 move where they're like, look, you guys are the state of the art in terms of names in this conference. We need you guys to come help sell this, because
they were voluntold to come. I said that to you over the phone. They were voluntold to come. They're trying to establish something from the ground up that's never been done before, right? But at the same time, right, there has been a contingency of people that want Shedeur to go out there and ingratiate himself to the people who are evaluating him.
Yeah.
Right. And what happens is you are fueling the flames of people that think you're a diva.
Yeah. Oh, and I told you a few scouts actually said that to me at there today, like, this is some diva shit. But I did not know that this was already, that there was a understanding that there was a pro day at a later date. Because once again, Wester decided on doing only a few things. He wasn't doing the entirety of pro day. Today he'll do most of his stuff there with his quarterback. I got to keep it a buck here, Wasted. The quarterbacks that were out there throwing the ball, and mind you, if those guys were out there catching the football, it would have been from Shedeur anyways. But some of those guys, man, it wasn't a good look, dog. Some of these guys were out there getting really, really bad looks in their pro day today with some of these third string, fourth string quarterbacks out there throwing the football. Yeah. The only guy I seen really kind of, and I like this kid a lot, DJ Giddens, he kind of, to me, lost some stock today. I got a chance to chop it up with him. And I was like, what do you think about being a Raider? He said, man, I would love it. But there was like 3 plays back to back to back. The first one, he ran the wrong route. Quarterback put the ball right on the money, nowhere near it. And then back to back drops from DJ Giddens, which was nasty. And I'm like, damn, on pro day, you can't afford that. Yeah. Regardless of who's throwing you the ball. And the quarterback put it on the money. The quarterback put it on the money for him. So,
yeah, I mean, but bro, at the end of the day, man, all of this stuff is just a very small piece of where they're going to go in the draft and how they're going to be evaluated. All this stuff is just, an amalgamation of kind of bullshit, right? You want to see it in front of you, but most of this stuff is all off of tape. Yeah. It's all off of tape. Like, you got certain guys that are in a certain echelon that are able to, like, elevate their draft stock, like guys like Jalen Milroe, because he put it on the tape in college, right? But there's certain parts of his game that people are questioning, right? They question his hand size. I don't know how this is possible, but this joker did something to his hands that make his hands grow an inch.
Apparently, there's workouts where you can stretch your hands. I had no clue. They said he was doing some type of hand extensions. I'm like, yo, I didn't know you can literally pull the bones apart, bro. like that's nasty work. And look what he did yesterday. He threw the football pretty good.
Yeah. He throws a tight spiral. He can move. He's a hell of an athlete. He's a developmental guy, though, right? And it's like, I don't have any problem if you're in the second round and you want to, like, even the Raiders, right? I never wanted Jalen Milroe, but if you take Jalen Milroe in the second round, cool. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, because we're not putting and heaping the fortunes of the entire franchise on a quarterback that is
immediately.
Right? Yeah, immediately. We're not doing that. Like, the thing that has always worried me about guys like that is that they haven't exhibited that they can run an offense a conventional offense in college. So what makes me think they're going to go to the next level and be able to do it?
He's a grower, not a shower.
Damn right. Well, they got hand pumps now.
Hand pumps,
They
bro.
got a hand pump now. But
nah,
I don't know, man. I think this is a lot of this stuff is really for the fans and it's for the media, right? Like a lot of these showcases. But at the same time,
he's a local kid too. You know what I mean? So it's easy to sell Frisco, Texas, when he's literally from this area. Like the Sanders family, those boys grew up right here in Prosper, Frisco, Aubrey area, where they're local celebrities out here. So it's easy to sell the Shrine Bowl. It's easy to sell the Big 12, right? I mean, there's no coincidence that it's at the Star right here locally in the Dallas area.
I would like for Shedeur to understand something like that. You know, you got to stop. You don't want to stoke the flames of you being this arrogant diva. That's never a good quality for a quarterback to have heaped upon him.
When you got a guy in Jackson Dart that was just at BYU at his pro day throwing that thing, like I'm talking about, bro. He has some beautiful throws out there, and you know me and you are not Jackson Dart guys by any means. That kid was out there flinging that shit at BYU, bro, at his pro day, and we still have not gotten an opportunity to see Shedeur, which it sounds like April 4th, but it also sounds like it's in a very controlled situation where, you know, they're going to be able to dictate everything there. And hey, man, Deion has every right to protect his kids. Him, Shep, Wester, Jimmy Horn Jr., Shiloh, all those boys. I respect it. But once again, if we're out there, you got the fans here, you got everybody in the building, you're assuming that these guys are going to be doing something.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, are you really protecting them though? Like, you're protecting them with your purview as a player, right? And his purview as a player was him being probably because he's in one of the great drafts there ever was, right? He was in the Barry Sanders, Troy Aikman, Tony Mandrich draft. It was Troy Aikman, Tony Mandrich, Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders. Who is somebody else that came out that draft early that I can't remember, right? Yeah. I think it was like a defensive end. What was 1988 or 89? My
bad. I'm over here looking at something else.
So I'm just trying to figure out who came out that draft. But listen, that draft, bro, Deion Sanders at the very minimum was no way he was falling out of the top 10. His son is not in that position.
Yeah.
His son could definitely fall out of it. His son could be sitting there like Geno Smith was.
Yeah.
In that green room, if he were to come fucking for a while.
I just, man, I think that if most people knew about, the pro day, which it's apparently it was already out there. I don't know if a lot of people would have showed up to the event today. And there wasn't a million people in there anyway. You know what I mean? But
everybody to come there.
Yeah, man. And Mark, me personally, I wouldn't take him in a second. If he's there in the third, I'd spend that third round pick on him. I think that you want to get your running back, and I think you want to get an offensive lineman there back to back. If you can, whether it's O-line running back or running back O-line, I'd rather go that route, or even wide receiver. I'm not going to take Milroe there, and I'm not against what Wasted said. If he's there and you believe he can be the guy, move, get him. Me personally,
and that's not for the Raiders, right?
Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's not for us. Like for us, we're in a unique situation that we haven't been in a long time. We have a guy that is a starting level quarterback that we can kind of be all right with. We're not chasing the quarterbacks per se, right?
No.
So for us, we're chasing the running back, we're chasing the lineman, we're chasing all the things around that quarterback that we have. But I'm just talking about if I can see a team taking Milroe in a second, a team that's chasing a quarterback in the future. I could see that.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh might take him in the first.
I can see it. Hey, they just had the Justin Fields experience where they went 4-2 before they benched him for Russ. And it looks like they may get Aaron Rodgers here, or they can sit him for a year or two. I mean, it makes sense. There's some teams that can do it. I just don't think that we're not in the situation to take him there.
No, we're not, man. We're not, bro. We have too many holes to fill, right, for the future. Yeah. And the thing is
at critical positions outside of quarterback
positions, right? And the thing is, everybody talks about going and getting some of these guys in free agency, and it's like that doesn't allow you to really build a roster. There's some Like wide receiver is one of the positions where I would rather draft my wide receiver because I want to get the best out of him his first few years before he gets paid. And then once he starts becoming a problem, then I can move on from him, or I could trade him and I can get stuff back for the guy. And wide receiver to me is the easiest position to fill in football.
Yeah, really and Jorge, look, I'm not worried about that because it's not my job to keep these guys in line. Like Adams wasn't a problem before he went to the Raiders, you guys. And honestly, let's just say this: he's not a problem now. Like Devante's never been an issue. It's just I feel like he went to Vegas and thought that he was going to be in a situation where he was going to win immediately. And I don't know why. I know we were coming off a 10-7 playoff berth where we lost in the wild card against Cincinnati, and he thought that maybe he can be the next piece to get us over that hump. And we went 6-11. I don't think that Devante. Look, I'm pissed about Devante because of the way he went about the whole "they're going to get me killed" and the situation that we know about that happened behind the scenes, right? Like there are some, but he's never been a guy that went out and publicly just shit on everybody or has attitude problems. Pickens' thing is he has this mentality of everybody keeps saying that he already has fucking CTE. Like you don't equate that with Devante Adams. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it'd be another Devante. If anything, it could be worse, which I'm not saying it will be. I think that Pete Carroll and company, and I think he trusts Tom Brady a lot. George Pickens, that is. For those who don't know, he signed an NIL deal with Brady when he was at Georgia. I think his first year in Georgia. So, he trusts Brady. There's a connection there with him. So I don't think that he would go out there and lose his mind, especially with Pete Carroll, a proven head coach, and Tomlin's a proven head coach too. So I'm not here to, but I think that Geno would work wonders with Pickens. I do.
But the problem with Pickens is this, right? You're paying him. You're bringing him here and you're giving up a top 100 pick for him. Right now, I'm giving a top 100 pick and I got to pay you too.
Yeah.
And then if I got to pay you and you're in a situation where if Mike Tomlin can't, Mike Tomlin, there's no better player coach than Mike Tomlin. If Mike Tomlin can't kind of get you on board with things, then who the hell can?
Yeah. I.e. Martavius Bryant, i.e. Antonio Brown, i.e. Chase Claypool.
In any time they try to send us a player, the Steelers, buyer be fucking where. It never works out for us. The only time it ever did was Rod Woodson. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, Rod Woodson went to the 49ers first, and then he came to us.
And the thing is this, with that extension, like what is that? Like, let's just say we did trade for George Pickens. What does that extension look like? Because
that's what I'm saying. So is it $30 million for a guy who hasn't shown that he's really – look, he got all the talent in the world. I'm not saying
he only had 900 yards receiving last year. And mind you,
he had 1,100 and he had 800 and something. And so he's never done anything to blow anybody's doors off from a number perspective. So we're gonna have to pay him like he's DK Metcalf without DK Metcalf's production.
Yeah,
I'm not willing to do that because now you're gonna create another problem. See, the thing with Devante Adams, and I think this is where the Raiders went wrong with this. Devante Adams came here trying to do something that was not winning. He says he wanted to win, but if anything, he wanted to get paid.
He wanted to get paid.
He was already winning where he was at.
But also, there's a thing with him in terms of familiarity. It wasn't going to happen with Rodgers, right? In year one, he went to Derek, the other guy that threw him the football at the collegiate level. Like it's always been familiarity. He wanted to get paid for sure, and he got paid.
Bro,
nice.
But to me, it was I want to get back home. Mm-hmm. I want to play for my childhood team, and I want to get paid.
Yeah,
all that winning shit, bro. I don't want to hear that. Because
it's funny. Did he complain in year one when he was 6-11 when he had 1,300 receiving yards, 1,400?
No,
he didn't complain.
So to me, that's what he lost me. You complained the year that we went on a run at the end of the season and you weren't getting the ball. Bro. I don't find it funny in that wide receiver documentary that they like kind of stopped showing once Antonio Pierce became the coach and we were winning.
Yeah.
They stopped showing that because he didn't get the ball a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that wouldn't have been the most flattering. It wouldn't have shown him as the most flattering of light.
She got a little quiet there.
It got real quiet, bro. Because I remember after some of them games.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
I remember after some of those games, he was like, it's about the, it's not, my metric isn't winning, it's greatness.
Yeah.
What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? So then now you're going to Los Angeles because you're in a situation where you got a quarterback that can get you the ball. And you're on the West Coast, and that's cool. But stop trying to act like it's all about winning. Because there's some wide receivers that'll knock your head off and block for you all day. You know who was about winning? As
1,500 yards receiving in year one with the Raiders. 1,500 yards.
Yeah, he was fine.
It's 6-11.
Hines Ward was about winning. Whatever you needed Hines Ward to do, he did it.
Yep, dirty work, block, all that shit. Knock a motherfucking head off.
Yeah, all of that. I just want to win. No, you don't. The F up out of here, man.
Salute to DB, my guy. Appreciate you, brother. Gifting 5 OLV Network memberships, my brother. Salute to DB and salute to Spivey as well. My guys, the GOATs are coming through, supporting the channel. We appreciate you guys so much. If you guys missed out on those 10, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV. Wait, so I'm going to ask you, bro, because I know you're going to have your own show running here, if not today, tomorrow. But I want to ask you your opinion on the restructure with Christian Wilkins. So it freed up 15.3 mil, and for a minute there, put us at roughly 60 million. Yeah, and then the money from Malcolm Kuntz got off the books. The offer sheet as well. It put us roughly at that 49-50 million range. Yeah. How do you feel about this conversion into a signing bonus? And also, what do you feel is the next move? Do you think that we just hold on to this a little bit? Do you think this could be a Jacoby extension, a Colton Miller extension, which I believe I don't think he has any guaranteed money left on his contract. Could this be a George Pickens trade or another trade out there? Well, what do you think that this means with the Raiders, or just provide some flexibility for us?
I think it provides flexibility to make moves, after the draft, post June 1st. And I also think it's the money that's allocated to extending Geno.
Okay.
I think that's really what it is, to give him some space so that the Geno contract doesn't hurt them that much.
Because his money's already on the books. 30 million is already on the books.
Yeah, the 30 million, but they're going to extend them, right? So then,
but I think that'll lower the cap this year.
Yeah, if they extend them.
Yeah,
it most likely will. But it's.
But you could push some of that money out.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, because John Spytek spoke about going out there and building a team and being fiscally responsible. He spoke about that in his press conference, right? And I noticed a lot of the moves that he's making are very, very, very fiscally responsible. There wasn't one move that they made besides the Max move that was a move that was an ill-advised move. The only ill-advised move I think that the Raiders have made this offseason from a financial standpoint was cutting Andre James.
Yeah. Because
by leaving him on a roster as a backup, he would have cost you
essentially starter money.
You start money, but the thing is that
lower starter money, but starter
money. But the thing is, by them cutting him, it's $7.1 million in dead money. And you know what I'm saying? Where you could have just kept him. I think his deal was like going to be. I had the numbers up yesterday on my show, but it was like.
But it makes sense if you have the money, just get rid of the contract now. You could always spread that money out if you want to, but I mean, at the end of the day, your center is JPJ of the future. So there's no real.
For me, it's all about what you can get for him, right? The fact that he goes right into another team and he's starting for another team means you could have traded him.
Yeah,
you could have traded him. Like you could have even greased him for a 6th-round pick. That's just my personal opinion.
And he'll be a starter for the Chargers.
Yeah, he definitely will. And he's going to be a good starter for them as well.
Until he sees Chris Jones again, and then he sees, the big DTs that hopefully Christian Wilkins lays him on his ass.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's single. That's being hi, sweetheart.
Yeah, he has some studs around him though.
Yeah, he got some studs around him. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fine. He's not gonna have to worry about sticking Chris Jones by himself.
Pause. Salute to Robert. Pickens, Diggs, Coop in that order. By the way, this guy is you stupid, Rob. Salute to my guy.
No, it definitely isn't.
Yo, salute to them though, and salute to Rob as well, my guy. Let me see. Jason says, no lie, be smart to start looking for left tackle replacement for another year or two. And I know Waste has been on that hype a lot lately. In terms of bringing in another tackle that can compete for that left tackle spot and eventually take it when Colton, we decide on moving on from him or whatever. You know what I mean? But I think we still have a few years left with Colton out there left tackle.
I you know what, Graphk? I don't know, man. You know, Colton Miller has had those ebbs and flows, right? And the thing with the big guys, they're good until they're not. You can't get caught out there with your guy that protects your quarterback's blind side, not having a viable option. I think with quarterbacks and with left tackles, you should always have an alternative on the roster somewhere. And it might not be the alternative to where they'll start for the next 10 or 15 years, but just somebody that you can put out there that could be a stopgap. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a situation where you have a turnstile out there at left tackle.
Yeah, no facts. People were asking about the Christian Ellis offer sheet. There's no number of what we offered, but I'm going to let you guys know.
It's like 3.3, right?
It was their compensation, or the tender was the lowest level. So it carried a salary of $3.26 million for 2025. So I'm assuming the Raiders offered somewhere around that range, and now New England has an opportunity to do so. Once again, it was the lowest level, and they did bring in another linebacker who essentially carries the same skill set as him. So I'm assuming that New England allows him to walk, and he has no ties to Vrabel, the kid that they brought in. I believe he's a former Mike Vrabel guy. So I think that they're going to allow him to walk, and I believe that Christian Ellis will be a Raider come Monday. So, but you never know. New England has the money; they can match it if they like to. They have a defensive-minded head coach. Maybe they do add another linebacker into the fold. But I believe that they're going to probably draft another one and develop one behind the scenes. I think they'll let Christian Ellis walk. Salute to Brett, my guy. Great stuff as always, guys. Watching from the UK. Adding to the Pickens, he played with average quarterbacks in awful weather. Yes, Geno and indoors. He will go off.
Yeah, he might, but bro, the thing about it is that like people having self-control, people having good judgment and stuff like that, that's not mutually exclusive to just being in one particular city, in one particular scenario, right?
Yeah.
Like those things travel. That's what I've learned. We always think because of the old Raiders, if you're an older Raider fan, right? There's been so many Raiders that have come here and resurrected their careers and got better, and Al embraced them, and it was all great, right? But that doesn't happen, bro. When you got a diva and a guy that's a malcontent, come here, and guess what? It'll magnify most of the time.
Yeah.
I am under the estimation that, look, man, I'm not willing to deal with that shit. I'm not gonna willfully go out there and bring somebody in that has an issue controlling himself.
Yeah.
Like for real, yo. Like a guy that's fighting all the time and getting penalties and shit like that, because it might not air itself now, but it'll happen at the wrong time, especially with a team where we got such a fragile existence in this AFC West where everybody's good and it's going to take a lot to win games in this league. I'm not going out there and paying a premium for a guy like that. Now, if I can get him on a humbug, yeah, I'll take a chance on him. But not only do I have to give up a top 100 pick for you, now I have to commit freaking premium money for a guy that I'm not even sure is the number one receiver.
Yeah.
F up out of here with that crap.
I personally think that he could be the number one guy. But once again, you're right. There's a lot that goes into that situation. Now, me personally, look, I know it's easy to say this, but I'm going to say it ain't my motherfucking money. Go get George Pickens. Go get Pickens. If I can have him, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, any of these guys, I'm going to go get the young 24, right? I think Pickens is that age.
He's a kid,
and he hasn't been unlocked yet. You know what I mean? He just needs the right system around him. And I think that Pete Carroll, and once again with Brady in the building, I believe that they can unlock that. Look, if you're a wide receiver, you guys, most of these guys, they're not all Jerry Rice. They're all not Tim Brown. They're not just quiet, lunch pail, go to work guys. Most of them do have egos. But if you essentially go to a situation in Pittsburgh where they can't get you the football, right? You have bad quarterback play. Your offensive line has been suspect. Like, you're going to get upset. Now, if you go to a situation here where, we're going to run the football a lot, and that opens up that, that passing game, and Geno is known for the deep ball, he can get George. He can find George. You have Brock Bowers that can take a lot of attention away from you. I think that he would thrive in Las Vegas. I truly do, especially if you took a Genty. Now you potentially have a generational running back, with Brock Bowers, a generational tight end, with the guy in George Pickens who could be, and I don't want to say generational talent because, he's had 2 or 3 seasons up to this point where he hasn't been, but watching him at Georgia, Wasted, you knew what George Pickens was. He was a fucking dog.
I'm going to draft him, but the thing is, You draft George Pickens and you take a flyer on a draft pick. So if it doesn't work out, you get rid of him. You don't pay a premium and double down on a person who hasn't exhibited that he can control himself.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. Like I'd rather bring in like Emeka Ekuba, the kid from Ohio State,
and that's the Chip Kelly guy.
Yeah, bring a guy in like that, bro. You don't necessarily need to deal with that.
Like, guess who his NFL comp is?
Who?
Jackson, the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver. I know the Ohio State, but I'm talking about in terms of measurable production. Yeah. That's his NFL comp. So I've seen that multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, NFL.com and all. Yeah. So, and he's a Chip Kelly guy. But once again, where do you take him? Because where does he go in the draft? I'm not taking him in the first round.
No, I think based off of, you know, the bottom half of the draft, he could be possibly a first round pick. What the hell is going on here?
You good?
Yeah, just pause. It's crazy. But I think he could be a late first round, early second round guy, right? But it all depends, right? So when you start getting into these guys in the lower rounds, you got teams like Dallas, right? That they're in like that middle of the road kind of a place, right? Yeah. They might not need a wide receiver because they might feel like they might have to beef up on the defense, or they lost Zach Martin. So they might be a team that you'll see take like a Gray Zabel or somebody like that to replace Zach, right? A lot of the teams that are at the lower half of this draft, it's just like kind of a potluck lunch. You don't know what they're going to do. So it's kind of hard to tell how these guys are going to go.
I can see that kid, if he falls to the second round, which would be smart of the Patriots, take your tackle there at 4 and then double back in the second round and get him. The young kid out of Ohio State.
They have to do everything they can to outfit their young quarterback with just as much support as they possibly can. Like with the Chicago Bears, like I can see the Chicago Bears taking a running back early.
Oh, they need to. And there's already talk of them potentially moving on from the running back they have now. You know what I mean? So, and we've seen what happened in Detroit when Ben Johnson took over. He was gone already. He's traded them already. So, I mean, I think Chicago has Ben Johnson has a certain type of running back that he wants. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Ben grabs 2 of them in this year's draft. I do. I think he grabs 2.
He might. Like, you know, maybe it could be a Henderson, right? Wilkins, one of them guys. Mm-hmm. Dylan Sampson. I just, you know, this draft is very, very, like normally, bro, because I was going back and I was looking at my notes, right? I was looking back from when I first started out on YouTube. And like we had our top 10 prospects to the Raiders, right? Mm-hmm. That people should watch. And we're talking about like Trevor Penning, Chris Olave, and Jordan Sauce Gardner, Trent McDuffie, Garrett Wilson, Kobe Dean, Bernard Raymond. I'm looking. I got the list up right now, right? You know, then we talk about linebackers and stuff. To my Devin Lloyd, Quay Walker, Chad Muma. You loved him.
Yep, Wyoming, right?
Yeah, you loved him, right? Yep. Their quarterbacks, Darryl Stingley Jr., Kara Elam, Tariq Woolen. God damn, we be cooking, don't we, man?
Just cooking, bro.
Cook. I'm just looking, bro. I'm just looking. The quarterbacks we had a bunch of quarterbacks that we couldn't stand the quarterbacks, but it was Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Carson Strong, your boy from Nevada, Desmond Ridder. Yo, running backs: Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Kyren Williams, Damian Pierce.
Yeah,
dog. Like, yo, I'm just sitting up here thinking to myself, like, yo, we're pretty good at what we be talking about, right?
Well, also it's because we go to stuff like the Shrine, we go to the Big 12 stuff, and we do our homework from the crib when we at the crib. You know what I mean?
So I'm looking at this, and then I look at the scout compound, right? Wide receivers to watch: George Pickens, Treylon Burks. We got that wrong.
That was one, bro, that I'm gonna hold dearly to my heart. I was totally off base. The young kid out of Arkansas. I know he's been in a bad situation in Tennessee, but dog, if you can't be didn't they just pretty much put him at special teams now?
Man,
that's nasty work.
He cooked, man. He gonna be a bouncer at a club pretty soon.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, Jahan Dotson and David Bell from Purdue. That was a stew guy. We kind of
that was my guy too. I was a big fan of David Bell.
So I'm looking at this, right? So normally, and then I don't want to go into bore you guys of all the other drafts, right? But we be knowing where guys are gonna go and who's. Bro, this draft, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I have no clue because it's so fluid, and a lot of these players are guys that like they some of these guys hung around too long in college. Some of these guys are people who, you know, have benefited from the fact that they got the extra COVID year, and some of these guys are not really that good. Yeah. Some of these guys in other drafts would be UDFAs, man.
I'm gonna be honest. There was some guys, and I'm not gonna shit on anybody and do it by names, but I was sitting over there at the Big 12, and I was just like, damn, like this is a big conference. You know what I'm saying? And some of these players, I'm like, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of UDFAs, and the UFL is going to get a whole new like hall of talent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's going to be the foundation of the UFL is going to be built off of this draft, because it's so many players that shouldn't even really be even considered in this draft.
But that doesn't mean it's a talented draft, right? Not a talented, because there's a lot of talent there.
Oh yeah, it is. I just think it's a log jam at certain positions.
Yes.
I think like the interior defensive line. I think running back is like a log jam. You have about like 9 or 10 guys that if they were in any other draft, they would probably be one of the top 2 or 3 guys. Facts.
Real quick, salute the Chef real quick. What up, Docs and Wasted Nation? It's always good to see my guy Chef in the building. Salute to Q as well. Did you like what you see? I didn't get a chance to. So Josh ran his 40 and all that stuff after I left before he did it. But I'm gonna say this: salute to Josh Kelly, Texas Tech wide receiver. 6'1", had over 1,000 yards receiving last year, had 5 touchdowns. Fresno product from Fresno. I got a chance to hang out with him and interview him today. Kicked it with his family. Good people. Josh is a real one, bro. Josh, like, look, whenever you want to do some stuff, like a pull up on a pod, whatever, he was really high on the Raiders. He's like, dude, I'm from Cali. You know, that's the home team to me. Like, bro, like I would love to play there. You know what I mean? So salute to Josh Kelly. I'm definitely keeping an eye on him in the draft. I asked him, and he was honest. I said, what do you think you got? Where you going in this draft? He said, to be honest, right now, it's a lot of day 3 talk. You know what I mean? So I think he's honest about, you know, where he is with this draft thing right now, and he'll probably go in the later rounds. And if not, even as a UDFA, he'll get a shot somewhere. The kid's talented. Yeah. He's talented. Salute to Black Sales. What's good, bros? What pick do you think it would take to get Pickens? And do we still trust Pittsburgh wide receivers and trust George in the city of Vegas? Well, the thing is this. It's nothing to do with Vegas. Any of his issues has never been off-field issues with me. Like he went here and acted, not at least that I don't know of.
I haven't heard of any of that. It's all him doing dumb shit on the
field or media antics and shit like that. So I'm not worried about the city of Vegas. I think it'd be a 3rd-round pick. Honestly, I think if he was a regular, there was no. Let me say, if there's no mental aspect of this, I think he'd be a 2nd round. You get a 2nd-round pick for him. I think a 3rd. Because of the extension and because of the way that he may potentially leave Pittsburgh, kind of a stained reputation there. I say a 3rd-round pick. Maybe if you're lucky, a 4th. But there's some other teams out there that can use a wide receiver. The Chargers, there's some other teams out there that could potentially look at him. So I would say a 3rd-round pick would probably get it done because of the extension and because of that. And this history with us and Tomlin. They finessed us year after year. You know what I'm saying? Martavius Bryant.
I'm cool. I'm cool. Right. The finessing of the Raiders with the Steelers goes way back. And then it's never like a 2-way street. They get one of our guys. You remember they got Mike the Goat Mitchell?
Yep.
Bro, we drafted
hard-hitting safety, man.
He go to Pittsburgh. He's laying everybody out. He's balling.
Yep.
It's always like that, man. Look, man, I'm cool. I don't want nobody from Pittsburgh.
Salute to King 85. How many head case of wide receivers do we want from Pittsburgh? Allow them to drop on us. Big no on Pickens. Martavius Bryant, AB Pickens. Nah, we good. Salute to my guy, King 85. Look, speak for yourself, King. I would love to have Pickens in the silver and black.
Look, he's athletic. Like the idea of what he could be, yeah. But let's just like dig into this a little bit real quick.
Yeah.
Pickens has been criticized for like being late to work on multiple occasions. Some reports suggest a lack of focus that leads to inconsistency in his performance. ESPN reported on January the 5th, 2025, that Pickens was seen in a slump fetal position on the sideline after a failed catch. So they talk about that maturity issue. He's been fined for unsportsmanlike conduct, including violent gestures and taunting. He's been seen throwing his helmet and all this other crap. I mean, look, and then from Mike Tomlin's perspective, he's publicly defended Pickens. but he's also acknowledged the need for Pickens to improve his maturity, right?
Sounds like a Raider to me.
But this the thing, though. It's Mike Tomlin we talking about.
Yeah.
This is Mike Tomlin we talking about. Like, when Mike Tomlin is out on you and he's willing to take his arms from around you and let you go, then I'm not willing to jump on that train.
And let me say this, you guys. He publicly has not stated that he's going to move on from him. But once again, when you give DK that kind of bag and you move some draft capital to go get him, they're going to move on from George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean, Graphk, you say he's not saying it, but like, bro, that's like you coming home and another dude is in your house.
Yeah.
And she didn't say to move out. She ain't say she's bad. Like, the fuck are we talking about?
The writings on the wall type shit.
Like, bro, they literally brought a person in, paid him the money they should be paying you, that wears the exact same number as you.
Yes, nasty work.
Come on, bro.
Nasty work. Hey, Anthony G, I got you, brother. I literally just seen it. I got you. Salute to Watts. What do y'all think about Savion Williams? I like him.
Love him.
Yeah, local guy out here. Very familiar with him. He was supposed to be at the Big 12. I didn't get a chance to see him. Maybe he was there. Big body guy at a TCU. You know, he can give you some. He's a Swiss Army knife on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, the only problem is the only thing he don't give you is consistently catching the football.
A ton of production either, though. He's never been the most productive guy, but the measurables are there. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, he's in an offense with Jack Beck too.
Yes.
So, you know, he's not the number one option. You know, Beck is one of them guys that really he run every route in the route tree. He goes across the middle. You know, he is like Puka Nacua. Right?
I love Beck, bro. If Beck became a Raider, I would fall in love with that pick.
Yeah. But the thing with Jack Beck is that he is essentially what Jacoby Myers is. Right. So, like, when you start talking about filling out that wide receiver room, he's not a guy that stretches the field. It's not about you being the number one option, because the number one option can very well be a tight end, right? It could be like back in the day with Tony Gonzalez or with Antonio Gates. It could be like that with us, right? But one thing that they always had in San Diego, they always had that one guy that could stretch the field, like Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
We don't have that guy on the roster.
Jacoby's on the last year of his deal. I'm not saying that they would allow him to walk, and I think they will extend him. But I'm just saying that if that is the production he can provide, you can still go get another receiver. I'm just saying, like, if that's what you can get, the NFL wasted. If we can get the same type of production from a player on a cheaper contract, we're gonna do it. And he's younger, so salute to Ant. In my opinion, we aren't in a position to deny talent of Pickens' caliber because of his attitude. There's a perennial playoff team. Talk, Ant, talk. I'm here for it, bro. Salute to our brother Halo in the building too.
I don't necessarily understand how that's not something that factors into the equation. Like, who you are as a person is like 70% of who you are as a player.
Yeah, I'll say this: and if we trade for Pickens, if we do, and it doesn't work out, I got to eat that crow, or I'm just gonna, just act like it never happened.
But do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, look, we want the Raiders to have good players. He's not a great. He's a physical.
He could be a great player. He could be a
great player. He's a specimen. It makes sense.
Yeah. Salute to Halo, man, our brother. It's always good to see our guy in the building. Salute to my fam, Graphk and Wasted. Best Raider content creators on YouTube. Facts plus tax. Call your boy when you're free. Y'all be blessed and continue doing what you do for the nation. Salute to our brother. Love you, Halo. I'll definitely call you up, my brother, for sure.
Facts.
Salute to Chef. Pickens is a no. Bad history with Pittsburgh wide receivers. Salute to my guy Chef. Salute to Raider Rash as well in the $5 holla, man. Jackson Pats don't need a quarterback. Teams may trade into those spots to reach for Dart. And it sounds like the Jets are really, really in on Jackson Dart as well.
Giants are in on them too. Don't be surprised. The New York Giants at 3 might take Jackson Dart, bro.
I wouldn't be shocked. Then we got these
spots.
Crazy, man. They usually only pull up on the watch parties for the games. We have to get the best player we need possible. Salute to my guy Rash, man. You're right. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting draft, man. This shit can go. The thing about this draft is it's so confusing. Like, so every team can go in a different direction. You really truly don't, because of how thin the quarterback position is. So it's like, you just truly don't know. Like, as crazy as it sounds, everybody's talking about Shador, right? Like, he could fall. And next thing you know, we're in the second round and we're like, where the fuck is Shador going? Like, this could be a Will Levis type situation. Like, real talk.
I think that with Shedeur, it's a little different, bro, because Will Levis didn't have the kind of resume that Shedeur did. Like when Will Levis was at a bigger program, he played shittier.
Oh,
When he
no,
was
no,
at Penn
agreed.
State, like that was the thing with me. I remember you were hiring Will Levis and I wasn't
Mhm.
because I saw him at Penn State and I'm like, yo, this guy wasn't good at all at Penn State. He's bad. And as the temperature turns up for Will Levis, the worse he plays.
Yeah.
Shedeur is a little different.
We see that though, right? We see that a lot. Like Will Howard wasn't great at Kansas State, goes to Ohio State, wins a national title. You know what I mean? Like, and then you see that, like you said, Kyle McCord is at Ohio State. He goes to Syracuse. That's where he's successful.
But Will Howard didn't play bad at Kansas State, bro.
No, but he didn't play the way he played at Ohio State in that one year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because my God, he goes to a better school and a better situation with better weapons and better protection and better coaching, right? But when he was at KU, it wasn't like he was bad. Like Will Levis at Penn State got benched. Like that's the difference. Yeah, he got benched, man. Will Levis. That's why he left. Bro, if he was going to be the starter there, he would have stayed.
Hey,
why
man,
would you leave Penn State and go to the Kentucky?
We'll end this conversation on this note, man. No Will Levis hate over here, bro. None.
Like, bro, at KU, if we
Mayo man
at KU in 2023, Will Howard had 2,600 yards.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
Yo, 24 touchdowns, 10 picks. That and he only had 219 attempts, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Kansas State.
No completions. He had 347 on 57 attempts, right? 61% completion percentage. That's pretty damn good for a college quarterback. Now, Ohio State, he had 35 touchdowns, 10 picks, of course, 4,000 yards, played longer into the season. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that go into that. He played all the way in the national title. So he was a good quarterback at KU. Let's not get it confused. It's not like Will Levis. When you look at Will Levis at Penn State, man, Will Levis at Penn State was horrendous.
Hey, man, look. Stop, bro. You got to chill out. You got to chill out with this Levis hate, bro. Like, real talk, you are a real certified hater out here, bro.
Yo, he is terrible, bro. I told you that back when we was arguing over this guy. This dude he's horrendous at college, bro.
Watch your mouth, man. Salute to Jorge. Sorry if you answered this, but what are your thoughts on the quarterback from Louisville? We like him. You know, we like him. He has all the intangibles to get it done, the measurables, the arm strength. It's just, you know, I think that he's a guy that's going to benefit going to a better team right now that can use a backup and develop him. I think that he would be a guy that needs to go to a winner, like a winner, and they can allow him to sit and develop for a few seasons.
He's a guy that you can't really let him develop. You can't. He's 25 years old.
I mean, I know. Yeah.
By the time he'll be 26, by the time he's drafted, and if he doesn't play, like I think he's a guy that's going to be one of them backups that he's going to get in and take somebody's job one day.
He could. Yeah, but it's what I mean. Like in terms of sit back and develop, we know the game is different than the collegiate level at the NFL level. But also, like, I don't think he's going to be a starter for years. This isn't going to be a guy that's going to play for the next 10, 15 seasons. You know what I mean? I know he's a little up there, you know, long in the tooth per se, but look, he could still be a good backup. He could be, let me say this, Jorge, in a really good class of quarterbacks, we probably wouldn't be talking too much about this kid.
Nah, yeah, because of the fact, you know, he had a couple injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, he is 26 years old.
Yeah.
He'd be 26 years old. The thing with Tyler Sharp, when you look at him, right, he got a stronger arm than Shedeur Sanders. He moves better than a lot of these guys. But the thing is that when you start talking about developing him, right, he's a baller. But what you see now is what you're going to see at the next level. Like as far as, sorry, there's not like this thing with like these other guys where you're like, we could develop him. He's going to get better. Like I think he's matured as a man at this point. He's 26 years old. So the kind of athlete he is now is the kind of athlete you're going to see in another year or two. Now, what's that going to equate to? I think if he gets drafted by a team that has weapons and it's a better football team, he one of them guys that'll get in there like Nick Foles and just come out of nowhere. Okay. I believe that. I just don't think he's one of these guys that you could draft and like stash and have him as your quarterback in the future, because by the time he plays, he'll be 31 years old.
Yeah, I think he reminds me of the kid. What was the kid I was really high on coming out of Western Kentucky? Went to New England, was the backup, had to start a few games.
You're talking about Sam Howell, right?
No, not Sam Howell.
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi. like that kind of trajectory with me. I don't think that he's going to be a stud at the next level, but he could be a guy that can come in and give you some reps if need be. But I don't think he's going to be a guy that comes in and is just like this late round guy that ends up being a superstar. And you know what I mean? I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, he's 25 years old, bro. He's 25 years old. He's the kind of guy that I can see going somewhere like Jacksonville, right? And if Trevor Lawrence doesn't get it together,
dying a miserable death,
or get hurt or something like that, right? He can go to Jacksonville and come in for Trevor Lawrence, and then all of a sudden there's a like, wow, what the hell's going on here? Like, I think he's good enough to do that. Like, kind of like you remember Mike White?
I could see him going to the Chargers and doing that with Herbert,
with Sherbert,
with that coaching staff in place. But yes, I do. I know where you're going with Mike White.
Yeah, like one of them guys where they start thinking like, damn, do we got something here with this guy?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And then you're like, no.
Yeah.
He took the league by storm for a few weeks, and then you're like, oh shit, right back to reality.
Or like the kid down there with the Texans a couple of years ago. What the hell was his name?
You know
what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
The Texans, right before CJ got there, he was a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be one of them guys.
Hey Jake, I actually talked to Taj today. He looked good out there. Taj Brooks, Texas Tech running back.
Yeah.
Looked good in they did some passing drills, caught the ball effectively.
Davis Mills.
He looked good out there. There you go. Davis Mills, a former Stanford, right? Stanford product?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's one of my favorite, like, late round guys. Taj Brooks. I think he's like, he could be one of those guys. He could be one of those guys. And he got a fan club too. It's crazy. There was guys like a bunch of people sitting there waiting for specifically him to come off the field to sign autographs. Like Red Raider fans out here were waiting, but he's a dog. And I think didn't he have like 1,600 rushing yards this year or some shit like that?
He went nuts, man. Taj Brooks, right?
Yeah, I think he had like 1,600 and he had a bunch of touchdowns, like 17 touchdowns or something like that. Yeah, 1,500 yards and he had 17 touchdowns. Yeah, average 5.3 a clip. Like, I'm not mad, man. Brooks is nice. Hey, Q, you're going to get unceremoniously blizzocked. In the words of my brother Wasted Tally, relax with the Mayo Man hate, bro.
Not the Mayo Man.
The Mayo Man.
Salute to Q. That crap.
All right, let me see. We talked about the Big 12, talked about Pickens. It was so funny, man. We were talking before you came on about how quick all those media outlets picked that shit up immediately.
Yeah, I know.
Like crazy, bro. Like it's these players know what they do when they do this. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he just posted it because it's the GOAT." No, he didn't just post that picture in black and white or gray and black. Like right when DK Metcalf gets a big deal to go over there and be the number one guy. Like, we got to relax. We got to stop this, you guys.
Yeah. The only thing that bothers me, this doesn't bother me, right? But this is the one thing that I hate falling victim to as a fan, right? And as a pundit for the Raiders and as somebody who tries to look, I gotta go out here and you gotta go out there. We gotta speak on what we see, right? But the problem with it is that we get caught up in the rapture every time there's a player that's available that has any kind of and I spoke about this yesterday on my show. Like, anybody that has any like proximity to the Raiders, we start fantasizing about bringing them into the fold, right? And I kind of get tired of that shit. Like, bro, by you doing that, now we're all up in arms. Everybody is like, yo, listen, bro, go through your agent, go try to force a trade. I want to go to Las Vegas. Go instead of doing all of this nonsense, bro. Like the social media stuff, I guess it's my get off my lawn moment.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that. Like, just go out there, bro, and go through the proper channels. If you like to be moved, you're uncomfortable with DK being there, he can have number 14. Fuck him. I want my money. Y'all not going to get something for me now because I'm not re-signing with y'all. There's a way to go about this shit without doing all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, yo, like, nah, I know it's not gonna happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, get out of here, man.
But also they use social media as a tool to because once again, he can go to Pittsburgh and say, I didn't mean nothing by it. And I think Tomlin's smart enough to understand what he's doing, right? I mean, he's on an expiring deal, you guys, and DK gets this massive deal. Like the writing is on the wall here. Like, he wants out. He wants out. Like some of the stuff that he's saying in the media last year is clear cut. He's just like, send me somewhere where there's a quarterback and give me the fucking football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, right now there's only a few teams out there that realistically need a wide receiver one. We're one of the main ones.
One of them teams. It all makes sense, but go about it the right way, bro. Because this is the thing. Some of these millionaires and billionaires and GMs and stuff like that, a lot of times they like to show you who's the real person who is in control. Like sometimes they'll be like, yo, man, guess what? I'm not trading you. I'd rather you rock. Now what?
Well, this is the thing. If you go get Aaron Rodgers, you just brought in Darius Slay, a aging corner, right? You're going all in. Essentially, the Pittsburgh Steelers can say, you're going to play the last year of your deal, period. Like, we're going all in this year. We want you. We want DK. We want Warren. We want, we want to win this year. So we're going to keep you here. I'm telling y'all now, like, Mike Tomlin and company can say, look, hey, congratulations. You love Tom Brady. Congratulations. You want to go to Las Vegas. You're under contract. You have one more year here. We brought in DK Metcalf, and you can move on next year to greener pasture when you're a free agent, and we'll take that comp pick.
Yeah.
Period. So they can hold on to him. Like, if you're bringing in Aaron Rodgers, you guys, and I'm not saying that he's that quarterback to get it done, but honestly, they're bringing him in to say, we're trying to win now. We're trying to win a Super Bowl, and we know that Aaron wants to win one on the way out because he doesn't want to go out the way he did with the Jets, right? So they could hold on to him. But I'm just saying that the obvious is there. The fit is there. The connection to Tom Brady is there. We have the draft capital to make it happen. We have the salary cap to make it happen. There's a need at the position. Why not at least make some calls and see what it is? But once again, Pete Carroll can agree with most of the people in the chat. I don't want a head case like that.
Yeah,
he can say that too.
And then the whole Tom Brady caveat is to me is mentally lazy a lot of the times, because Tom Brady is like the Kevin Bacon of the National Football League. 6 degrees of Tom Brady. I mean, the guy was in the National Football League for over 20 years. All these people played with him, and it's like, bro, it's very easy to draw.
Footloose.
He kind of looks like Kevin Bacon too. Like Hollow Man. Yo, like, I'm trying to tell you something, bro. You can draw a parallel to Tom Brady with a lot of players in this league.
What was that movie where Kevin Bacon was in where he was having sex with Naomi? What was it? Both the girls? Denise Richards and Nev Campbell.
Oh, that was
Wild Things.
Wild Things. Yeah, I remember that.
Was it Kevin? I thought it was Kevin Bacon.
That wasn't Kevin Bacon, though, bro.
Wasn't he in the shower and shit with him or some shit?
No, that was that guy from Crash. And
it was not Kevin Bacon.
It was the guy from Crash, the cop, the asshole.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, let's just derail the show a little bit with some nasty.
Yo, crap, that's crazy, yo. Yo, I swear, yo, you gonna make a good unk, yo. Your unk years are coming. Your unk years are coming. Yo, you gonna make a good unk.
Hey, back in my day, Kevin Bacon ran the train.
What's that boy name? What's that boy name again? The boy, what name? The Tom Cruise boy.
I'm not yet.
She said, I ain't auntie yet. Fuck all that way. So don't put that to me.
But a lot younger than Graphk. He definitely got his unk years coming right now. He be like, listen, don't nobody run the court like that boy Freewheel.
See, he was in a movie though. Yes, he was. He wasn't the one that was knocking them down.
Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
Matt Dillon, bro.
Bro, they had that man asshole naked in the shower in that movie. I know.
Dillon, he's like, hey.
Kevin Bacon naked. I was like, bro, why? Why do you got him naked in this movie?
Bro,
it's nasty work.
Bro, it's Matt Dillon, bro. He's like, I thought Mary moved to Florida. She got a job with Rice Aroni. I thought that was a San Francisco treat.
Yo, nasty, disgusting work. But yes, Matt Dillon. Okay, yeah, he was the one that had both of them in the pool doing his Dougie. Salute to him. Salute to Pace. Gene T, my guys. That's all. Enjoy your day. Salute to my guy Pace in the building. I appreciate you, brother. As always, on the $5 holla. Salute to everybody here in the building. I'm trying to see what else we talked about. George Pickens. We talked about Geno Smith and the salary cap hit of $31 million right now. I don't know where all this talk about Amari Cooper is on Twitter, but there's a lot of talk about that. We talked about it on the phone. Honestly,
what you think, bro?
I don't want to do that. Like, would he be a good addition? Yeah, I mean, he'll make our wide receiving core better, but I don't want I don't want Amari Cooper back.
No more Raider nostalgia. You didn't like Coop when he was here. You couldn't stand Amari Cooper.
I
I
just
remember we got
wasn't-
rid of him. You were like, good. Get him the F out of here.
I just because he just looked like he never wanted to be there, bro. He always like he questioning life every time you look at him. Like it's just like he looks like he's like, I can go catch a touchdown or I can go jump off this fucking bridge today. Like it doesn't really matter.
I think that is a very fair assessment. Amari Cooper always looks like he's eating a bowl of shredded wheat.
Yeah, like it's just nothing exciting about the food he's eating.
But the thing is, I think that's who he is. Like I remember, like he was like, he started a Raider book club. Like he's a very he likes to read.
Did he?
Yeah, he's an avid reader. Dude, look it up. Amari Cooper is an avid reader. Amari Cooper is like Mr. Rogers, bro.
Bro,
So
today we found out that Kevin Bacon wasn't the guy that had sex with those two women in Wild Things. And we also found out that Amari Cooper is an avid reader. Baby, you're a woman. You just that is
No, and look, I read a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Amari Cooper, that's what he's a low-key dude. He's a guy who played the same. Amari Cooper.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Look, I like that. As long as he reads his playbook.
It's not bad, but I'm saying 2017, January 18th. I knew my memory's crazy. Amari Cooper has started a book club and wants you to join in. 2017, Amari Cooper started a book with the goal of reading one book per month for the next year. Oftentimes during football season, we can see our favorite players merely actors on the field, rather than fully realize as human beings at times, right? But that's what Coop is. Coop is just a boring guy, man. I can take that. I like that. Be a boring guy. You know
what Amari Cooper looks how Kawhi Leonard's laugh sounds.
Yeah, Amari Cooper looks like a male African-American version of B. Arthur. You know who B. Arthur is? From the Golden Girls. He that's he's like, Blanche, he just always looks pissed off all the time.
Bro, B. Arthur though?
Yo, he's like a male B. Arthur.
That shit is hilarious.
Yo, he's like, bro, the funniest thing that ever happened in the history of the world is at the American Comedy Awards.
Because he doesn't want to look
like 1991. B. Arthur, Jaleel White performed Do the Urkel live. If you've ever wanted to laugh, go on YouTube and look up B. Arthur and Jaleel White doing the Urkel. I
remember that.
It's hilarious.
I remember that. Salute to Perk Angle. Amari football, my 9 to 5 Cooper.
Yeah, but I don't got no problem with that because at the basement level he's going to be productive.
Yeah, for sure. I would rather just go a different route. Like, at this point in his career, come home and retire when you're done. If you want, he'll probably retire a Dallas Cowboy, but I mean, I just come home later on. There's no reason for that. I just, if Amari comes home, I'm rooting for him. Like I said, I got 4 jerseys in the closet. We're just waiting to get dusted off.
Because he'll come home and won't be number 89. You'd be like, you scumbag. You know what I'm saying? That's Brock Bowers. He can't. Brock Bowers, so he can't.
No, but man, I don't know. Salute to Larry. Cooper looks like he sits in the driveway after coming home from work thinking, why am I married to this bitch?
Yeah, man.
Yo, that shit is comedy. Just sitting in the driveway.
Yeah. Yo, like he just looked like one of the people that's. You ever see that picture of Mekhi Phifer smoking a cigarette? He's in some.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, he just looked like that. Amari Cooper looked like he smoked cigarettes back in the 80s. One of Joe's family, he'll like move 3 towns away. Like
Amari Cooper can hit the lottery right now and it still look like he stubbed his toe.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he looked like one of them jokers, man, that used to leave his family in the 50s and 60s. He just come home and be like, hey, baby, listen, I'm about to go get a pack of cigarettes.
I ain't never coming back. He
didn't even say that. He like,
put your mom on the phone. I ain't never coming back home.
Baby, he's like, hey, baby, I'm about to go get a pack of cigarettes. He just moved 3 towns away. That's it. He's done.
Yo,
he's the Al Bundy of football, they say.
I'll tell you right now, if Coop comes home, he is one guy that'll never come on this show ever.
Why not? I feel triggered by that. I think he will.
Yo,
bro, he's just not a provocateur. He's a guy you never got to worry about him getting in trouble in Las Vegas. I'll tell you that.
Bro, he signed his first rookie deal and looked mad. Remember that picture, bro?
Yeah.
Like look, for those new fans that are in here that aren't familiar with Amari Cooper, look at this shit.
He'll be up there like, bitch, all these millions.
Look at this shit. I got to find this picture real quick, man. He looked like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Polk High.
I got to find this picture.
That's hilarious. That's always my fantasy football team's name, Polk High.
What is it?
Polk High. Every time we do fantasy football, that's my team's name, Polk High.
Oh, Al Bundy?
It's either Polk High or and don't you guys steal it. 1 year was Randy Watson's Sexual Chocolate.
Oh, you know what? Oh, that's fire. Amari I got to show this real quick, man. Let's do it. Amari, you know what? Come home, bro. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Where's this shit at? Oh, damn it. Now it just disappeared. It's not showing it. Fucking shit. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you guys this picture real quick. Salute to Amari Cooper, man. That man had a Raider jersey in his hand, and he is cheesing. Let's go. But look at it. That's the original. That's the real one right there.
You the one down at the bottom like a mugshot?
Yeah, bro. But even that smile up there, he kind of looked like, why am I doing this?
Yo, like, see, the one with the Browns is like, what you talk about, Willis?
yo, hey, he looked like Tariq right there from Power and shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's just hilarious. Salute the Hug, man, in the building. In all seriousness, when Coop caught that out route and four defensive players and put four defensive players on skates is one of my favorite plays.
Chargers, right? Down in San Diego.
I think it was the Chargers.
Yeah, it's against the Chargers. And he when the end zone scored. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he juked everybody.
I was at that game.
I like Coop, man. I like Coop. I always did.
The Chiefs game had a big game that night where time expired and we scored with Crabtree in the end zone.
Yeah.
I was at that game. Me and my wife went, and Amari had a big game that game too.
Yeah, he was cooking, man. I like Coop, man. I think a quarterback like Geno will cook with Coop. I would like him to bring him in.
That'd be fire though. Salute the Hug in the building. Salute once again to everybody here. We still got 1,700 strong. Whether you guys are watching on Twitter or YouTube, just get those likes up, man. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not.
Hey, man, matter of fact, why don't y'all come on over to my channel? Listen, I am very, very close to 14,000 subscribers. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am offended for all of you that are in here who watch the Graphk and Wasted Show, the Wasted Graphk Show, who have not subscribed to me. You guys, I mean, what the F are you waiting for? And I'm a little sick right now, and I can't really yell at y'all like I normally do. But what the F are you guys waiting for? I'm going to tell you something. You guys are going to be unceremoniously blocked if I don't see some more subscribers. I think I got about 900 people blocked, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I probably got like 7,200 over here on my end. Salute the pace. Every time y'all on Wasted drops hella knowledge, but makes us who are 40 plus feel like we're actually 90 several times. The B. Arthur reference, right, Pace? It's the B. Arthur reference. It has to be the B. Arthur reference. You know what's so funny, Wasted? I literally just got followed by a Golden Girls fan thing on Twitter. Literally, like you brought up B. Arthur, and I got followed by them on Twitter.
That's awesome.
Like,
hey,
thank you for being a friend, bro.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, man.
Listen, but I am upset that I didn't get to follow Behind the Beat. Listen, I am a Golden Girls aficionado here. You know we all are. Yo, bro, you ever be at your auntie house or your grandmother or something like that?
What?
Come on, bro.
Bro, it's Matlock.
Yeah, definitely. Or Murder, She Wrote.
Designing Women.
All of that.
All that shit.
Bro. All of that, bro. Then you get the can of butter cookies. You don't know if it's actually butter cookies in there or it's a sewing kit.
Sewing kit for sure. Yeah.
Just see.
On top of some crumbs on the bottom of the tin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nasty work. Salute. He says, Amari Cooper looks constipated.
Bro, Shaq, you got to chill, yo. Raider Fellas, I follow Race to his cheeks. Raider Fellas, You're gonna get unceremoniously blocked. I hope
Hey,
you
felon, those mock drafts, man. Man,
I hope you effing do unfollow me, Raider felon.
felon, it was tough to watch.
The Raider misdemeanor.
I woke up, put on Wasted Show, and went back to sleep after those mock drafts.
Listen, bro, you don't want them kind of problems. You want to do a mock draft right now?
I definitely not with you, bro, because I have this nagging suspicion, right, that you're gonna take like Za Frazier at 6.
Yeah, listen, you know what you do? You do yours, I'll do mine. Show you what time it is up in this piece. Listen, I know it's gonna be a biased crowd. I know you got a lot of pro Graphk people here, but listen, let me tell you something. There's some people out there that are still honest that will tell you that I absolutely cooked in my mock draft yesterday.
Who? Just show me one, and you won our mock draft today.
Cooked. Yo, it's just funny, man. This guy's name is Dick's Insider. So do you enjoy Dick's Insider at the same time, simultaneously? I mean, what the F is going on? I thought it was supposed to be Donuts Insiders. What the F?
Nasty,
going on here?
Disgusting. Alex said Perry Mason, Ancient TV.
All right, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
Babe, you got to do better than that. No, we yo, that shit is comedy. My wife said, Wasted doesn't get it. Dick's inside her. I was like, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Yo, that shit is hella funny, bro. Yeah, hey, I didn't like that. When Hammer skipped over Trav, I said, okay, we're done with this shit. Everybody's laughing right now, baby.
Yeah. Tell Hammer he's blocked for that. You don't ever skip Trav.
Yo, Rich says the first mock was 100. The second was the downhill after Wasted forgot about wide receivers.
Yo,
you completely just forgot about the position?
Yeah, no, I was like, damn it, I gotta go early. I forgot.
We'll chalk that up as a Wasted is sick. Now we'll let him get healthy for another week or two. We'll let him run with that narrative that he wasn't feeling good and his brain was all over the place.
Let's run one, bro.
You're still sick, bro.
I know I'm still sick, but I'm here. My brain is working. I'm functioning here. Let's run one. I know you gotta go soon.
No, let me get these two in real quick. Pause. And then we're gonna do those mock drafts were sauteed and cooked in butter asparagus. Shador in the second, and this dude passed on Cam Ward. Oh, hold on, I didn't see it. You passed on Cam?
I didn't see him. You know, I'm technologically challenged. Yo, Hug, shut the F up, Captain Caveman. You look like a thick ass bag of groceries.
Mark getting head slammed into a helmet. We just got done talking about Pac-Man behind the scenes too, man.
Yeah, man.
Nasty work. Nasty, disgusting work. Yeah, I remember that, Bosco, like it was yesterday, bro. Disgusting. Pac-Man ain't shit. All right, let me bring this up. We'll do a mock on the way out. Once again,
I said wasted mock. All right, I'm gonna head out. Get the F up out of here.
I love it. All right. So which one do you want to use?
I damn sure don't want to use PFF. I tell you that.
Let's do something different then. I'm gonna go to.
I don't want to use that one that Hammer uses that looks nice because they give every pick an A.
No, we're not gonna do one with grades. We could do NFL draft buzz. We'll do the draft. This is the best one right here. This is more realistic, at least from what I've seen on here.
NFL draft douche.
It's the NFL mock draft simulator. This one right here. So we'll go to skip the database one. Let's get rid of all these damn. I hate this. All right. Raiders. We'll go fast. Boom. 7 rounds. Free for all. Into the draft. All right. I'll do mine first. You do yours second. All right. Boom. Start that shit.
So you know how mid this draft is going to be.
All right. I'm not going to do any trades here. Reject. Damn. Now, this is tough. Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are both on the board.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Who? Oh, so Graham went 5. So Shador, Graham, Ward. I'm assuming McMillan. Is McMillan? No, McMillan's still on the board. GT's there. Look, I'm going to take the best player available. I know people may disagree here. I'm going Abdul Carter. Oh, they do grades on here. So maybe this is the one that he uses.
Yeah, dual.
I don't know in what world that Booker is available there. And I love Hampton. You guys know that's one of my favorite players in this draft. But I'm going to go get me an interior lineman. Taking Booker right there. I can get my running back right here in the third. Reject. Go to running back. Caleb is there. Scatterboo is there. RJ Harvey. What in the fuck just happened? Well, that draft is over, you guys.
But they just said, hey, man, what the fuck is this bullshit? Abdul Carter's there. What the fuck is going on?
You know, I'm gonna go to a different one. Let me see. We'll get away from PFF. All right. Hold on. Raiders. This is just a shit show with the mock draft. That shit just cut my water off. Turn my TV smooth off. All right. Let me share the screen. Boom. All right. So
Oh, yes.
Hunter's available. GT's there. Cam Ward. Come on, Cam's still available? Like, what are we doing here? Who took who? I don't. Oh, okay. Never mind.
I was about to be like, you started?
I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Okay. See, Cam is still there. You know what, Wade said? I agree with you, bro. If you didn't see him, it's because it's for a reason. Like, he's not going to be there. He's going to be the first quarterback off the board. So I won't go that route with you. But right here, people are going to disagree. Will Johnson, injury. I think he drops. Cam's not going to be there. Will Campbell will be an interesting option here. Matthew Golden, McMillan's too early for me to take one of those. I'm taking GT, bro. I don't care. It is what it is. Take my running back. Here in the second round, Booker's still available. I might have to take my – oh, nope. Jihad's still available.
Little golf clap here.
Taking Jihad. I got my linebacker and my running back to back. Now, I can double dip here, but it's too early. I'm not going to go get Henderson or Judkins. I'm going to go ahead and take my receiver here. And Jaden Higgins may be that guy. I like Royals too. I want to get that big body wide receiver on the outside. I could take Jack Bay. What is back 6'1"?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
6'1".
Damn, he is like one of my favorite wide receivers in this draft class. But I'm going to go ahead and take that big body. Higgins right in the third. All right, I don't know how Henderson is available here in the fourth, but I may have to double dip there. I got my linebacker. I got my running back. I got my receiver. Damn, Walker's there too. Charles Grant. I can get me an offensive lineman here. What should I do? Kobe's down there. Let me look at corners. I can't see for shit right now. Jacob Paris. Kobe will be available later. Boom. Damn, dog. You got Ginty, so you don't really need Henderson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got, yeah.
BPA.
I may take Kennard here. I may take the edge rusher.
Kyle Kennard.
You can use him. Castro's there. I like that kid. He's very underrated in this year's class.
I like the from Texas.
You know what? I'm going to do something outside the box here. I could take the edge rusher, which, you know, he could be great for us. But I'm going to go ahead and give me an interior defensive lineman. I'm going to take the 6'7", big dog, Walker out of Kentucky. All right. So Chris Paul is still on the board right here. Kyle McCord, Kobe. I'm going to go take Kobe. Give me my corner. I just seen him today too. Salute to Kobe. I went and chopped it up with him at the hotel. Quick little
discount double check.
Let me see.
Oh, that was Dan Rogers.
Harvey's still available. So what do I have right here already? Let me see what's my selections. Where the fuck? Okay, I got Gene T, Jahai Campbell, Higgins. I got Walker, Kobe. I can use an edge rusher here. I can use a quarterback. I got no O-line. Let me see. Is my boy Josh still available down here? Because I can take him later. Truss is there. No, Josh is cooked. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the tackle out of Oregon here. Reject all. Go to all. Okay, now I can try and take this running back here. Kaiser's available though, man. I might have to double dip there.
Luther Burden.
Brooks is available right there. You know what I'm going to do? People aren't going to like this either, but I don't give a shit because this is one of the best. Look, this can be the best pass catching running back in this year's class by a long shot. I'm going to take Marks.
You took a Mark-ass buster?
Mark-ass buster.
Mark-ass buster.
I'm looking at the quarterbacks. At this point, you're just taking a flyer on a late round guy and just hoping you can develop a backup. I'm a Notre Dame guy. You know, you are too. Riley Leonard is not the guy. I could look at
Brady Cook. Brady Cook is a better player, though.
I may take Cook right here, but you know what, though? He'll be available in the next round. So what I'm going to do is I may take Jalen Reed here, the safety out of Penn State.
He could come in and possibly be a starter.
At least a special teams guy from day one.
Bro, he is going to be – he reminds me a lot of Jaquan Brisker, not just because they both played at Penn State. He's a very good safety, bro. He could be a starter.
All right. And now I can look at another receiver here if I wanted to. I can look at an interior O-lineman. Let's go to wide receiver. Damn. See, I'd probably add Wester here. He can give you some special teams reps. He can be a shifty wide receiver for you.
Dante.
Boom. There you go.
Close.
So
let's check this draft out. What are we giving this draft?
So you got your running back of the future with Ginty. You got your linebacker of the future with Jahai Campbell available there in the second round. Remember, he just had surgery on a torn labrum, I believe. So right now he's in a sling. So I don't know if that's going to affect his draft stock, but if he's available there at 37, I think you can agree with me, Wade. You're running to the podium.
Yeah, bro. He could play the Mike, the Sam. He could play in the edge and the 3-4. You know what I'm saying?
The sideline guy.
Beast.
Period. Beast. You had Jaden Higgins there, the big body wide receiver out of Iowa State. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". I think that's a great pickup there in the mid rounds. You got Deion Walker at 108, who dropped. In some mock drafts, he's there. He's like a second round guy, but 6'7" defensive tackle. Like, I'm taking a flyer there in the fourth. Got Kobe there in the fifth. He can be, he's a Raider, bro. Like the mentality, the shit talk. I like Kobe Bryant a lot. Then you got Cornelius out of Oregon there, tackle in the sixth round. Woody Marks, who is phenomenal in the passing game. He could provide some versatility, that running back group. Him and Dylan would probably battle it out for that spot. Yeah. Like real talk. Then you got Jalen Reed in the sixth. Once you say he could be a potential starter down the line, special teams ace for you from day one. You got LeJontay Wester there in the seventh.
Great draft. Let's run one. Let's go.
I'm seeing a lot of A's here, man. Seeing a lot of A's there.
Hey, man, look, bro, this is your chat, bro. So it's just a sway, man. I'm having a road game right here, man.
All right, crybaby ass shit.
Nah, man. I mean, bro, look, wasted don't cry. I'm just gonna come in here and just be excellent, bro.
All right, here we go. Start draft. Boom. This is the wasted talent draft right here, you guys. We're gonna do no trades here.
All right, who's available here?
Shadour's available in your draft.
Yeah, I'm cool.
You want to take Pierce right here, bro. Don't even act like you do.
No, I actually don't. I don't. So Austin is available. You took him, but look.
Nah, I mean, bro, if that's the guy, that's the guy.
I mean, bro, he's the best He's the best player on the board. Take him.
You going GT, right?
Yeah, JT.
Okay. Makes sense. Oh, shit. See, now this is where damn, Nick just went off the board. This is where I have McMillan and like Golden in this range.
Okay, so this is the second round then, right?
Yeah, like I think honestly, and people may not agree with me because a lot of people want to take him at 6. I think this is where McMillan should go, even though I think he'll probably be in the mid first somewhere.
I like Golden because of the speed and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm taking McMillan.
Okay. I mean, look, bro, in the second round here, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Take him McMillan. He's that big guy, big body guy we need.
You guys right there, too, at the top of the
Demetrius Knight. Got to take him. You already know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here you go in the 4th round. Reject all. Where are you looking?
Wow. Kevin Winston is available. Cam Scatterbull is available. Go to the linemen, tackles and stuff like that. Let me see what we got. O-line.
Belton's available.
Anthony Bell and Emory Jones.
Your boy Holland Pierce is available too.
Yeah, that's too hard to take Holland Pierce.
Yeah.
We haven't addressed the quarterback position yet.
Yeah, I don't think I got a quarterback in mind at all, right?
Yeah. I'll take Will Howard.
Okay, there you go. So Chip gets his guy.
All right, so is Belton still? Oh, we got Tez. I didn't get a wide receiver yet, did I? Shit. Man, I like Tez, man, but I did. I got McMillan. Yo, so give me Anthony.
Oh, shit, you did. I'm tripping. You going, okay, so you can go tackle here.
Yeah, go tackle.
That's a great pick, especially right there, like in the 5th. If he's available, you run to the podium for him.
All right, cool. So we gotta address the trenches again, right? So who's available here?
You haven't got a corner yet either. And remember, Denzel Burke's available.
Denzel Burke from Ohio State. I like that. Go to the other corners. Let me see what else we got there. Bowman, Burke.
Mello Dotson, Malachi Moore.
Malachi Moore's not a corner.
He's a safety. They're just all DBs classified in one.
Me go linebacker again. Let me see what we got. Jack Kaiser's still there.
Another guy gaining a lot of steam is Teddy Buchanan out of Cal, too. He's a beast.
Yeah. A lot of these guys. Go to edge. The D line too.
Stone handy. That's what she said.
Bang zoom. Stone handy. Oh man, Howard Cross the third. That's Howard Cross's kid from the Giants. Zeke Biggers. Damn. This is rough, man. We got. Tez Johnson is electric, man. Tez Johnson's electric, man. We damn Dylan Gabriel's available. I like Tez.
You got a quarterback.
I got a quarterback.
I shouldn't be helping you. I should just let you go crazy right now. Fuck up.
Nah, Denzel Burke, man. Denzel Burke, man. I gotta address the corner. So we in the next round.
Tez makes no sense when you got Tucker still under contract. Yes.
All right. We're gonna double up and running back, man. RJ Harvey.
I like that pickup a lot.
Okay, just scroll down a little bit now. Let me see what else we got available here.
You got 2 backs, right? And you got 1 receiver.
Yeah. Damn, Kyle Managi's still available. I didn't know. I could have
waited. Ricky White's available.
Yeah, I know Ricky White, my guy, man.
Me too, man. That's my dude.
Akil Arnold is a dope safety too, man.
USC.
Yeah, Akil Arnold's a dope safety, man. What else we got there? Jabbar Muhammad.
He's great. He's just small. He's a nickel guy. We need a nickel.
Yo, let me get Jabbar Muhammad, bro.
You think Pete Carroll's gonna draft a 5'8" corner?
No, don't. I like the kid though.
Me too. A lot.
I don't. We can scroll back up. Let me see what we still got available. So we got Dylan Gabriel, DJ Giddens. I'm just trying to. I didn't get a guard or anything yet. Let me see. We got like.
I thought you did. No, you got a tackle.
I got a tackle. We didn't get a guard.
All right. Hayden Connor.
Nah,
You got Simpkins there. You got Logan Parr.
nah, man, I don't want none of them guys from.
Oh, Garrett Dellinger's there. Trust is nice too.
Trust is nice. Nah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Just go all. Shit.
I gotta tell you, I don't want to cheat here, but I watched Adonal Fortune at the Shrine Bowl. That kid's nice, bro.
Yeah, from South Carolina, he's a big body guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He is. But you just took Denzel Burke too. So
yeah, I know. But still, you know what I'm saying? This is Pete Carroll we talking about, right? Just scroll down a little. I just gotta see who's available, man. Because I'm just looking at.
Now this kid right here, bro. I gotta put it out there. Gadsden's a beast.
Yes, Ronnie Gadsden's son.
Wide receiver converted to tight end. I interviewed him. That dude had like 1,000 yards receiving.
I took a Ronnie Gadsden a second yesterday, and this is a way where we can move off of Michael Mayer and bring in a guy that could be in that more that role. It could be more of what the Patriots did. Take a Ronnie Gadsden.
He'll be like a Darren Waller kind of. I don't want to say he's anywhere close to the production or the athlete that he is, but you know what I mean by size and converted. Like he could, because Waller was a wide receiver at Georgia Tech.
Yeah. So all right, what do we got left? So these guys are still available.
Yep.
You
got 2 running backs. You got one wide receiver, but you also got a tight end that you can.
Yeah. Scroll down some more. Ricky White.
Oh shit! Okay, so you're just gonna double up right there.
Yeah. Why not, man? BPA, man.
Fuck it. So you go GT there at 6. McMillan drops to the 2nd. You get him there out of Arizona. So you got your big body X guy on the boundary. You got Demetrius Knight Jr. I know how much you like him, and I heard he killed his pro day.
Stud.
Yeah. Will Howard, quarterback. Chip Kelly coming off a national championship. Anthony Belton, tackle out of NC State. You got a guy right there. Denzel Burke, corner. Hopefully, our luck with the Ohio State DBs changes here with Burke. You got RJ Harvey, which I think is still there in the 6th round at a UCF. Rondé Gasson, man, this is an intriguing prospect wasted in this year's draft, bro. Tell you, he could be a guy, bro, that's either going to be just at the end of your roster or a guy that can really. I don't think there's really any middle ground here.
Yeah,
I think he could be one of them ones.
He's super talented, son of an NFL player, bro.
Yeah,
can get open. He's one of these guys. When you start talking about 12 personnel, I mean, like from to me, he reminds me of a guy that can be an Antonio Gates kind of guy.
Yeah. Look, I think it's a great draft, bro. I do. I think the only thing you missed out on was a guard, but realistically, there's not really any available here left in free agency that's worth bringing in. At this point, you're kind of betting on Kappa and Jordan Meredith to really give you some help there at the guard spot.
Anthony Belton could be the starter. I think he could be. You can put DJ Glaze.
DJ Glaze at guard. Okay.
The Glazinator at guard.
The Glazinator, a glazed bear claw.
Or you could put Munford.
Keith, you got Thayer there still too. Hey, okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at this. I mean, any draft where you end up getting GT and McMillan back to back is insanity.
And then with that, Demetrius Knight Jr.
Now, see, I got GT, Jahad Campbell, and Jaden Higgins, right? Those first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So we essentially just did the same thing outside of the wide receiver position. We swapped linebackers in the 2nd and 3rd, and wide receivers. No, we both took. So we swapped the 3rds in the 2nds with the wide receiver and linebacker.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that. Salute to DeMarcus. Never thought I would see the day wasted in Graphk draft running backs in the 1st round. Must be a blood moon outside.
I like to take edge rushers and stuff like that.
We were like spearheading a running back as the easiest position to fill. But I'm telling y'all now, this lets you know how much that we think GT could be a stud at the next level.
Yeah, and honestly, to be honest with you, I'm basing it off of this. When you start talking about how you rate the offensive players in this draft, Genty is a top 3 offensive player in this draft overall. Right. Yeah. So if he's a top 3 overall offensive player, he's on the board for you, you got to take him.
Facts.
Listen, Big Mike's feet look like smoked turkey.
Yo, salute the Ridge in the building, man. This is facts. There may be some guys that end up being UDF. I didn't see his Big Mike in the building.
Yeah, Big Mike. He's
Oh,
in ways to get to
fat feet.
He trying to y'all, I'm tired of y'all commandeering my material, bro.
Yo, that shit is hilarious, bro.
Big Mike, y'all know why you here telling you know you got fat Pete.
You got fat Pete? S. Dot says GT and RJ ain't beating 8 in the box guard blitz. Look at S. Dot with the offensive line shit talking, bro.
Yo, I know. I know this guy want us to draft some linemen from out of North Dakota State. You know, Bear Grigson.
Yeah. Well, let me get out of here, man. I got to take my son to football practice.
Thanks.
It's been fun, you guys. 2-hour live. We had some fun. I'll be back, coffee and convo tomorrow. I want to talk a little bit more about the Big 12 Pro Day. I got some guys that I can see the Raiders taking a look at in those later rounds. You know what I'm saying? So we'll break that down a little bit more. And if there's anything else Raider related, you guys, you know, we will be here every step of the way. Salute to my brother Wasted for pulling up and coming and shooting the shit and kicking it. We'll do another show, Graphk and Wasted, on both channels.
Yeah.
Here very soon, maybe sometime this week if we get some new news that breaks around our Raiders. But other than that, man, love and appreciate you guys all. Make sure you guys wipe them feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button on both channels. Everybody, let everybody know where to follow you real quick.
Hey, going over Wasted Talent Raiders on YouTube, Raider Nation Unlimited. It's your man Wasted Talent. Going over to Twitter at Wasted Talent Raiders and on Instagram as well. Listen, spread this thing out all over social media, and that's what she said. On the way out, a little zoomer on the way out.
He tried to catch that pause in mid pause. I see, and I see that. Salute to you, bro.
That's what's called seasoning, brother.
That's nasty. That's the word. Salute to my guy, Wasted. Make sure you guys go follow him once again. Raider Nation Unlimited. Love and appreciate you guys. I gotta get the hell out of here and take my son to practice, man. We are out.